how's it going? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to the shop. Let's get these all shaped up and ready to go. Here we go. Welcome back. How's it going? Somehow I missed this part of the video, so I'm going to have to redo it and show you what we're going to end up with. I did this to the karambit and this part right here. So let me show you how I did it, and you'll see what it looked like before in this next clip. But first, I got something exciting. Check it out. The sheath is done, nice and clicky, and we're nice and sharp. Yeah, man. This is ready to go to its new owner. Instead of a regular whetstone, I use stones like this. I have them, I bought this, these like $5 I think for 10 of these. You know, they go from 400 grit up to 3,000. I just would wet them down and take them and go. Because I figured instead of sitting there with a whetstone going like this, it would be easier to keep the angle straight this way. Worked really good. And with this, I got some Danish oil, which is like half poly and half tongue. So it's a lot better now. It's almost, you know, I did my first coat, so I got to sand it down and put on a second coat, but much better. All I got left is the flats, and this one's off back to Sam. And this is done. 2 knives are basically done. So good. Also, I'm going to get it out of the way now. Affiliate links are all down below. You know, the cameras I use, some of the tools for knife making I use. So please click and support the channel. Also, knives and shirts and all my other links. Alright, let's get on with this build. Here we go. Got some cheap calipers. Gonna set it to thin. My friend was looking at my last karambit and he said, man, I made this way too thick. So we'll just go around. Get a nice even mark. So now we got the circle. It kind of gives us a guide of what we're going to try to accomplish here. I might want to put some like jimping on here and all that, but we'll see. Over to the mill. Alright, here we go. A little bit of easy glide. And we're off. A little faster. Yeah. Nice. I'm not going to do any jimping on this because it all fits right in your hand like that. I will put a little deal and get that all, you know, put like an 1/8 inch bit on here and get that taken out. Alright, next. This one's almost done. We can do the bevels on this one. Here we go. I think this is up about as fast, about 2,000 RPMs because it's carbide, and the last one I had it set for when I did the hole saw. That's why it was so slow. I'm glad this is variable speed. I'll have to take everything apart and reset it. So, alright. I think we're going to have to hit this one with on my little small wheels. There we go. looks like the rest is gonna have to be with the sander. I don't think I have a thing to get in there small enough, so I'll just have to hand sand that part. Back to the bench. So I'm gonna go on the horizontal. I'll just do a time lapse. I'm starting to like the time lapse. It's not even gonna, actually, no I won't, because you know what? It's only gonna be a few seconds. I'm just gonna round this off and, you know, figure out how I want to shape it as I go. If anything, I'll just bring it down to that line if I mess it up, but I'd like to make a kind of funky shape. We'll see. To the grinder. So, I guess we'll just have to kind of figure this one out as we go. Alright, now I try to do some chipping or something back here maybe. I always take it off if I don't like it. I started running out of room here, so the karambit is basically done. All I gotta do is drill the holes. I want to do a test to see if doing bevels on one and not doing bevels makes a difference when you do the hamon. Since they're both the same kind of steel, made from the same piece, we'll see what we got going. Alright, let's get the dikem on this bad boy. Here we go. Here we go. I've said this 100 times, but I'll say it again. Some guys like to bring their center line really small to like a dime size. Some guys like to, some guys grind after heat treat. Me, I break it in the middle and I leave my center line thick. That way after heat treat, if there's a problem, like say your blade's just warped a little bit where you don't want to straighten it and you have to flatten out one side, that'll move the center line, but then you have plenty of room with the center line that you can bring down one side and not have to worry about it. So I always leave the center line thicker. Plus you have less chance of warpage when you're heat treating. So I'm going to start out with a 2-inch, and I don't know how far I'll go up. If it works out the whole 2-inch, because see there's not much room to move, because I'm going to stop here. That way once I get, you know, after heat treat, I have all this room here to see what I want to do with this corner. So we'll see what happens here. And I'll show you, and you know, if you don't have a 1-inch wheel, I might go to the 1-inch wheel, but you can always go on the corner like this, you know. I have a 1-inch wheel, so I might switch to the 1-inch wheel, but if you don't have a 1-inch wheel, you can always use the edges. You know, I've had to do it with a few things. I had to do it with that karambit. Yeah, look how I scratched that up. Alright, let's get this going. This is an old belt, and I'm going to break down the 90s, which means I'm going to bring it right down to this line. Straight down to that line. Here we go. Alright, yep, the 1-inch wheel is definitely going on. If you noticed, I did it all on the corners. I didn't do any in the middle, because one thing you do is you'll hit the ends and all of a sudden you'll be over the line in the middle. It's one thing I've learned when you're doing recurves or compound grinds, you gotta watch your middle line, because as you're doing the sides, all of a sudden you're digging in the middle. You know, you come across like this, the sides aren't digging in, but the middle all of a sudden is right over the line. So always watch your middle as you're going. Alright, let me get the 1-inch wheel on here. So, one tip if you're going to use a 1x, you have to get aluminum oxide belts, and they don't last. You cut them in half, you get 2 out of 1 belt. But cutting ceramics is a pain in the butt. It's not worth the time and effort. Get some aluminum oxide belts, burn through them. You know, they're like $2 a piece, so 18 bucks for a 10-pack, cut them in half, you get 20 belts. You know, burn through them. When it starts getting hot, go on. That's the best advice I can give about 1-inch wheels. And listen, I mean, you can buy 1x72-inch belts, but I've never tried it. I don't know if they're worth it. Maybe I'll have to give it a shot. See, it's only been 5 minutes and this belt's already starting to get hot. I'm just going to braze through it and finish up though. Alright, let's get these flats, get the flat platen on and get this rocking and rolling. Alright. Let's break these 90s and then get a different belt on. Alright, there's our center line. Let's get a new belt on there and get our lines. Alright, new 36, let's grind this bad boy in. Alright, I'm going to put an 80 on there and just smooth that out, and then we'll get an 80 for this. And then, yeah, it'll be ready for drilling and heat treating. Alright, brand new 80. Let's get this done. I don't know if you saw what I did there, but when I started this way, I went back to check how I did this bevel. That's one thing you want to try to do, is always keep how you grind each way. Now I can't hold it the same way. You know, you're going to have to figure out how the best way to hold it is, which that took me the longest thing to learn, how I can compensate for my bad arm. So, you know, that's the whole part of practice and all that, learning how to hold the knife to grind. That's another thing you'll learn. Thumb placement is everything. You know, you'll start up here and you want to move your thumbs down as you're going. And you see all the facets? You just have to take your time and slowly work all the facets out and work up. Slowly work down and work them up. Now some people go back and forth, some people just go one way, you know. sometimes I used to just go and grind into it, but I try to remember, you know, for me it's sometimes just pulling one way. You gotta figure out, this is all about honing your skills, and that's the only way you're gonna do it. Practice on the grinder. There's a little nick right there that's over the line, but I'm not gonna worry about that. Let me put an 80 on here and bring these up, and then we should be done. Back to the 1 inch. So I had to go cut another 80 belt. I've showed this before. Just blocks of aluminum with slits on each other side to lock in the razor blade and the top so I don't cut my finger when I grab it. But yeah, there we go. The only piece that's tapped is the bottom piece to hold the bolts that go all the way through. So it's very jaggedy, but it works like a charm. All right. One thing I learned, if you got the belt hanging over this side, you gotta loosen it a little bit. That'll give it a chance to move it this way. If you're moving it this way, you can keep it as tight as you want, because it's gonna, as you bring it over this way, the belt loosens. But when you try to move it that way, you gotta loosen the belt. Took me a long time to figure that one out. Yeah, see, I did it. I went right over the line just a little bit right here. That's why I leave them thick and all that, but we should be okay. But yeah, that's what I was talking about, right in the middle. Go. It's because I'm cutting like this and like that, and it cuts right over. It's still good enough, but as I was coming down here, I didn't realize I was pushing in here. See how it's still thick right here, but it comes right down into the middle? That's what happens when you do compound grinds. I haven't done this side yet, so I'll have to be careful. I made sure on this side just to push back. So I was pulling back to come back, so I didn't hit this. I think that's what I did as I was doing in this. I was pushing front and back. So I got to make sure only pull back so I'm not hitting here. Let's drill some holes and it'll be ready for heat treat. Actually, this is all, I'm going to put some oil on it and hit these flats again. Get all, I don't like, it's going to rust, but I don't like it. You know, my OCD triggers off. All right. In fact, I didn't even have to fix this, but of course I did. All right. Pow-pow, pow-pow. All right, back to the bench. I almost forgot I got the holes drilled, but you'll see what I do. I just mark out spots, and then that's just to make the handles a lot lighter. I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, back to the bench. And just like that, pow-pow. Got them all drilled out, nice and lightweight. Ready to go. Yeah, man. So I think that's about it. Next, we'll get these all clayed up. First, we're going to have to put them in the stainless steel tool wraps and get them all normalized and all that. And then we'll get them clayed up and all that. That'll be the next video. So that's about it. Links down below. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Alright, see you on the next one. And as always, take it easy.